Yeah. What's going on, everybody? Welcome back to another walkthrough of the Outer Worlds with your boy Mugen, Space Cowboy the Third. You already know, man. We out here journeying and adventuring the cosmos, man. We out here got a beautiful view of, I think, Terra One, formerly known as Terra One, now Monarch. Let's get back into it, man. Try to see if we could cover more track and more ground today, man. Conclude most of the walkthroughs in Monarch. I think we're already like towards the end. Try to find out who the information broker is. Probably gonna go back into that space station. Not a space station, it's more like a broadcast station. See what's up with that. I ended up clearing like both ways to go up there. I think we got another quest to look for some dudes friend inside of a cave. We'll check that out. But yeah, man, join me. Sit back, roll up a blunt, spark a blunt. Let's get it, y'all. All right, y'all. Let's do this. See how this infiltration will go. Hopefully, all will go as planned. Requires ID CMP Force Factory. Alright, we switched over to the silencer. Let's see if we could do this nice and stealthy like.
Processing.
That's the thing. That meter doesn't go back up. How do I get more of that though? Dan is upon us, I know you. Alright, for your thoughts. What the hell is this dude doing here? Where is this entrance at?
What's up?
You might have a ship. Where are you two?
As always, anything you'd like to discuss? Will do, Cap.
Reminder, core uniform maintenance will result in failure.
Something's not right.
Unexpected.
Have a quiet whisper.
Huh? What's going on? Like I don't know what that means. Not only no, but void now. I quit. And he can keep my final paycheck.
Damn. Did they just all revolt? What just happened, bro? I refill this meter, bro? Like, there's like a certain path that the game low-key laid out for you. I think the other way was the elevator.
Whoa now. And just what do you figure you're doing up here? These are my private quarters, friend. I don't allow tours up here. I don't allow tours ever on deeper consideration. Certain things require a mess to do well. See, I was just killing some time. I prefer to prepare my dinner by my own hand. Nothing like fresh and bloody Borstwurst. I do own a factory known for specializing in the canning of Borstwurst. On occasion, I like to imbibe other parts of the cysty pig. Did you fancy me a cannibal? Perish the thought. No, I don't eat the bodies, I disappear. A joke, that last was. So, what can I do for you? My full attention is at your disposal.
Sublight sent me here to kill you, but I'm sure we can work something out.
By sublight, you mean Catherine, do you not? That greedy, star-crossed sow. Listen, friend. The Borst King of Monarch does not negotiate with coveters. How about you bring me Catherine's severed head, and I will gift you a lifetime supply of Borst.
What if you and Catherine partner up? It's too great.
You desire that I should lower myself to Catherine's level of crassness and filth? I cannot fathom how that would cotton myself. The king built this golden monopoly brick by brick from the rubble when the corpse abandoned Monarch. No, he ain't the sort to partner up, as that requires the sharing of power and profits. According to whom? No, I don't see the advantage to me. Never mind. Never I should mind? I will never you right up your dark... I mean... All right, yes. Listen, friend. The Borst King of Monarch does not negotiate with coveters. How about you bring me Catherine's severed... See that you do, friend. See that you do.
Gotta get my medical. I'm probably gonna work on my medical. And I'm gonna come back. Alright, y'all. Let's get it, man. Let's see if we can save somebody from themselves. Yo, look at this cave roll, man. Oh, what? Yo, that's crazy. A Manta Queen? Oh, of course it is.
Easy does it.
Getting through.
Hit it! Sure! Must get past that armor! Everyone all right?
Dude, there's a bunch of them here, man.
Another fight on our hands. Here's a little trick I learned in prison.
Keep thinking this is Call of Duty. I'm holding my reload button so I could reload. Cause I'll be playing contextual. Yo, what the hell is that over there? Another Manta Queen, bro? Oh, this is just great.
Moving. Get that armor.
Past that armor! Well done. We are victorious.
Yeah, I pressed circle, like, I don't know why, but I was trying to turn on the light on my Pip-Boy. Like, I was like, do I have a light? But for some reason, like, this
Heading back.
ain't Fallout, bro. Why am I turning on my light on my Pip-Boy? I don't got a light on that. I was wondering, too, like, can I press something for a light? But I don't think this game has a light like that, bro. I really love that light, bro. I really love the Pip-Boy.
Ah, shit. That's a big one. We can tiptoe around to the left or go in guns blazing. Up to you. I vote the latter. Here we go. To shreds, you say? The hell?
May the law have mercy on you. I won't.
That guy didn't make it.
That assist was a violation of corporate law if I ever saw one. Since it was to my benefit, and we're largely in lawless lands, I'll look the other way. C3 owes you one, stranger.
Awfully sensible for a businessman, aren't you?
It's what I'm known for. Or what I'm usually known for, the occasional mishap notwithstanding. You haven't seen Constance, have you? Ah, there's her torso. And that'll be her legs over yonder, never mind. I'm Bertold.
What in the void are you thinking, creeping around a mannequin like that?
At the time, I was thinking, please don't see me, oh law, I don't want to die, nah. Now I'm thinking it was stupid to come in here.
What are you doing
Killing
here?
marauders and hooligans, as I am handsomely paid to do. Of course, as me and Constance discovered, they ain't the only forms of life inhabiting these caverns. I owe you a debt for saving my neck, stranger, and I mean to pay it. There's a station up the way. It's where my C3s are posted. We can talk more there where it's safe. I'll be on my way, once I've gathered up Constance's parts. Hey, Mannequin Slayer! Glad you made it in one piece. After all, not everyone's so lucky. Meet my corporate compliance crew. Then check out our weapons locker inside. I reckon you'll find something you like. Then we call it even between us.
Kind of odd for a group of mercs to label themselves as a corporate entity.
The corporate model is the oldest and most efficient, not to mention stable structure history has ever shown us. Plus, corporations got certain rights not entailed to individuals. I lead the C3s. Addie covers our payroll and expenditures. Lance handles the human capital. And Donald is our charming public face. Our system works. We've racked up more confirmed kills than any other crew you can hire.
Why are you guys guarding the station?
We were hired to do so. Why else? You did get the memo that we're mercenaries? Our client's a bit unorthodox, sure. He calls himself the broker, and prefers the glow of a terminal to flesh and blood interaction. But I can't fault his work ethic. Our current gig's to stop, by means of lethal force, any creatures exiting the caverns, including but not limited to marauders, iconoclasts, and agents operating for the MSI.
Call it even if you help me wipe out the marauders at the broadcast station.
You drive a hard bargain, Mannequin Slayer. It don't make much financial sense for C3 to expend resources on any killing beyond the contract stipulations. As the marauders didn't enter from the caves, the requirements are murky. At the same time, we do want to keep our client alive, until the payment's cleared.
So let's do this.
We recommended the client safeguard himself, so I don't expect that the main doors will be accessible. Find a way to open them, and we'll clear any hostiles on the inside. I'd best radio ahead for Joy and Hudson to prep for us. They'll be at the station entrance, ready with our finest auto mechanicals to assist you. C3s, prepare to move out.
Raps. Let's clear the sulfur sun fucks out so Hayes can rest in peace.
Fuck. Finish that motherfucker off.
I am a storm! Don't let go. Fight.
There's a little small lockbox. Hinges rust through and its wood almost completely rotted. Nearly falls apart in your hands, but in it you manage to find a tarnished silver medallion bearing the letters Charon. R.I.P. to the homie, man.
Hayes was the best self-sacrificing son of a saint I ever met. Halcyon is worse off without him. Now, if we're gonna lure the Manta Queen out, we'll need to find Rebecca and Anders. They took a UDL contract on Terra 2. We never heard from them again. Think it's time I call in a favor with Hiram. If anyone can track them down, it's him.
Why do we need their help?
The Queen ain't just gonna come out on her own. She'll have dug tunnels into the mountain. I've got theories about how to lure her out, but Anders would know for sure.
And they took a UDL contract?
I don't know much about it. It paid well, so they took it. They said they'd be back in a couple of weeks, and that maybe we could all use the money to get off Monarch. That was a long time ago.
You didn't try and find them?
I should have. I really should have. But soon after they left, Hayes and the others died. And to be honest, after him, I stopped trying. Because it hurt like hell to do so.
For what it's worth, I'm glad you're trying to confront it.
Thanks. I'm still not convinced I won't come to regret it, but we've started down this path. Might as well see it through. Maybe it'll stop me screaming at night. Now come on, let's make tracks before Hiram dies of old age.
See, campfires like this, it would be cool if you could start a fire with them or something. Not like the likes of Red Dead necessarily, but you know, something along those lines where like you could just start a fire and just rest or sleep or just put a bed down or something, bro. You know, I know this isn't Fallout, but it's just so hard not to compare it to Fallout because it's by the same creators who originally were there from the beginning of the first Fallout, who were just given an opportunity to make their own Fallout and their own vision with New Vegas. But originally, Obsidian is like low-key the original creators of Fallout. You really go back long enough or far enough into the history of it all.
There you are. Boss man said you'd be up this way. Regroup.
How many years do you think it took nature to shape the rock into a set of horns like that?
To be honest, I'm surprised it's still standing. Every time I set foot inside, I half expect the tower to fall over.
Jesus, that shit is a freaking... I never noticed that it's horns. How did it naturally become like that, or did someone do that? And then the information broker just decided to set up base right here.
Fox radioed ahead. Said I'm to follow you. Provide whatever support you need. If those bastards start shooting, we'll join in. I gotta warn you, my girl Sunshine here is a tad trigger happy. Of course, me and her will follow your lead. Just wanted you to know we wouldn't begrudge you of any violent inclination. Ain't it the same, really? I'd say me and my piece meet each other halfway on the issue. She likes to be used, and I like to put her to good use. As so very often as I can. We can tell friend from foe, mind you, but it's probably best not to walk directly in front of us.
I prefer to get through unheard unseen.
I'm just gonna put this out there. That is a dumb fucking idea. You've got two highly productive purveyors of death at your command, and you ain't going to unleash us? But it's your call. We'll still back you up if you run into trouble.
Times by cannons, you get jitters every time one's attacking, making you less effective. Dude, what is up with these flaws? It's like, these flaws are cool, bro. Like, don't get me wrong, but not really. Like, I mean, it adds a little bit of realism if you're playing this like on hardcore mode and you have like no choice but to just accept the flaws, or maybe not. Maybe it would be cool. Like, I don't know. It depends. But just flaws, bro. Like, why can't there be other things? Like, you've fallen so many times. You've fallen so many times or you've broken your legs so many times from falling at heights that your legs like now like you don't lose that much damage, or you like, you know, I don't know. That's just weird to me. I think they had that too, like in Fallout New Vegas, like.
With us. Nice one. Waste of company ammo.
Roll the shot.
And stay down, miscreant.
Dude, freaking cannon's head, like, that was the head, huh?
Hiram must have sealed the door. He spooks easy.
And I really hate, bro, and it's the smallest thing ever, and it's not a big deal, but I hate how you cannot sit down, bro. Like, how can you not sit down? How can you not sit down and interact with basic things anymore? Like, I don't know, bro. I like doing that. I like being able to sit down.
You may not realize this, being as you're an outsider, but the blaring alarms indicate the station's on lockdown. Which means you can't enter into me. So leave already.
Thinking about that. They shouldn't have stood in our way.
Never even stood a chance, bro.
You out there, whoever you are, yes, I can see you. Come here and talk to me. Face the intercom.
Okay.
I can't tell if you're brave or simply touched in the head. What in the galaxy are you doing sniffing around my station? Unless you are, in fact, trying to suicide by Marauder? And you, Nyoka, what are you doing lugging a stranger into my station?
You could use the socialization, you son of a bitch. Also, he hired me.
To what purpose? I happen to have some significant problems I am dealing with right now. Marauders, running out of purple berry wine 3 days ago, not being able to bloody broadcast. I see why Nyoka tolerates you. Fine, I'll do the talking. By the hand of fate and my own cunning skill, I run this station. The Marauders may have other plans, and since my hired hands have clearly turned idle, it appears I have need of you. As my newest contractor, you may call me the broker.
Or we can call you Hiram, on account of that's your damn name, and doubly on the account of the broker being a dumbass alternative.
What? Everyone calls me that, aside from you.
Speaking of, I'm working with Bethel. C3's ready to fight.
Oh, now they'll take action. It's about time, I tell you. I'm up to my neck in Marauders in here, which, by the by, they were supposed to prevent. I barricaded the broadcast center, but I can only hold out for so long. Clear the Marauders out, and I'll pay you double the going rate. They destroy the transmission equipment, and I'll be out of business. The elevator and doors to the second floor are back online. Hurry before I have to lock them down again.
What's in it for me, motherfucker?
Aside from the bits I'll be paying you, I trade in secrets, valuable ones for my vocation. I'm sure you can come up with something you might like to ask me about in person once I'm safe.
How many Marauders broke into the station?
Too many, considering I hired a bunch of no-good mercs to keep them out in the first place. Already, they've caused considerable damage to the station's property. If they take down the broadcast equipment, I'll be out of a job, permanently.
Alright, I'll see what I can do, motherfucker. You didn't tell them what exactly to cover, bro. Like, that's where they got your ass. This motherfucker taking a shot.
Okay, quiet.
Jesus. Yo, that motherfucker got melted, son.
Hey, elevators to your right. Get ready. C3's entering through the main doors as we speak. About damn time.
Light 'em on fire, ladies and gents!
Something's
House done, Captain.
ammo.
Waste of company ammo. Get him!
Waste of company ammo.
What's that?
What you doing? Get out the way.
The last of them, I think.
Company ammo.
Waste of company ammo.
Ah, Marauder free at last. I'll get the door. You hurry on in.
Never thought I'd be ecstatic at having the walls painted in blood, but seeing as it's not mine, I'd say this calls for a celebration. And you got me my money's worth out of the C3s. I ought to have simply dealt with you in the first place. Oh no, my business is in trade, not owing others the burden of a favor. This ought to square our debt. One hefty payment for a highly valued service rendered. But I admit, I do wonder why Nyoka has brought you to me. Allow me to pose my question in another manner. Why, in the nebula, are you here? Oh, great. I love doing pro bono work for friends.
Aw, you called us friends. I'd normally entertain your self-aggrandizing delusions, but this time it's important.
Important to you is not the same as important to me. Although I do recognize that you may have earned some goodwill during your months laboring for me. Tug on my heartstrings, why don't you? Look, I'll do what I can, all right?
Rebecca Hodges and Anders Wadsworth. They took a UDL contract back when Monarch went to shit, and I need to find them. I believe them to be on Terra too.
If UDL hired 2 hunters back then, it would have been for creature clearing purposes, round 1 of their Spacer's Choice outposts. These are the coordinates for the outpost under the last UDL contract. Now scram. And, good luck.
You're an info broker? What's that?
Is that a trick question? Because to answer it, you'd need to pay me. Of course, I could offer you a vastly more interesting bit of data instead. Try me. Ask me anything you'd like. I'll even offer it for free. We'll call it an exchange, since you killed the Marauders for me. Ask me what you will.
Have you received any broadcasts from Earth?
What? No. Why would I go out of my way to intercept messages from Earth? There's no market for them. No buyer means it's not worth my time. Now, if you wanted me to intercept a certain one, that might be worth it for the right price.
What can you tell me about Phineas?
Not much, admittedly.
You must know something about him.
Phineas has been in hiding for the past 35 years. He got in touch with Nyoka first, who I use as a physical go-between. The rest is history. As far as what's between us, I mean. Outside of that, well, that's a raptidon of another color. I do know this much. There is a sharper side to the good scientist than you'd expect. If allegations are to be believed, the experiments he conducts for the greater good are in fact treasonous and for self-gain. I am not convinced as to the validity of these allegations, considering the source, but I am also not unconvinced either.
I want to ask you something else.
Luckily for you, I am a veritable font of information.
Curious about MSI and the Iron Class.
They are a curious lot. Insufferable. And short-sighted, too. What else do you wish to know?
What's the story between MSI and the Iron Class?
You mean between MSI, the Iconoclasts, and myself? I bet neither of those megalomaniacs told you I was the true mastermind behind Monarch. Back when the colony was still Terra 1 and corporations were abandoning us left and right, I'm the one who approached Sanjar and Graham with the means to our salvation. I offered them a legal way to take control of the planet. If MSI were the only corporation here, they could claim sole ownership.
So MSI would have to stay behind while the other corporations left? And there was nothing in it for you, huh?
Even then, I plied my trade as an information broker, albeit in a smaller capacity. Of course, I demanded an exchange for the data. Thus, the bargain was struck. They could run MSI while I would operate Devil's Peak Station. Unfortunately, relations have soured over time.
Why did the partnership fall apart?
Competing ideologies. Graham believes Sanjar has become corrupted by the corporate lifestyle, that he is now similar to the original corporate executives they sought to reform. And Sanjar has learned the hard way that Graham is quite morally gray.
Curious about Brian's deep dark secrets.
Some say Graham suffers from nightmares that leave him sweat-drenched and screaming. I would assume it stems from the friends and family he lost in Amber Heights all those years ago.
Jesus. Could use some dirt on Sanjar Nandi.
Sanjar's not actually at fault for his past performance reviews, but he can keep hunting for loopholes to get back on the board for the next century. He'll never be reinstated. Not in his lifetime. For Nebula's sake, even with the loophole I gave him, he's only in charge of MSI because every other exec died during the massacre at Amber Heights.
Massacre of... Damn, Amber Heights. What do you mean?
I gave Sanjar and Graham legal information that would allow MSI to own Terra 1 once the other corporations had abandoned the planet. The execs had their concerns, but before the matter could be resolved, pirates raided their homes in the night.
And did Sanjar fucking hire them and...
Luckily for you, I am a veritable font of information.
Alright then. Let's talk about the board.
There are so many members. Do specify.
Got any compromising information on the chairman?
If you try to cite me on this, I will deny. Do you understand? What I am about to reveal is the sort of information that gets a body disappeared. MSI's ownership of Monarch is technically legal, but it would give MSI too much power on the board to grant them such status.
But it would give MSI too much power on the board to grant them such status. So the chairman demonizes Monarch rather than welcome it back into the fold.
Exactly. But you didn't hear so much as a whisper of such from me.
I want to ask you something else.
Luckily for you, I am a veritable font of information.
It's enough gossip for
How
now.
low you seemingly regard my trade. I may have a secret. How low you seemingly regard my trade.
Phineas sent me. He needs the location of the chemicals.
I knew it was only a matter of time before he came a-knocking. Look, I might be late, but I fulfill my contracts, always.
Oh, you do you? I have lost track of the number of beers you owe me for chasing raptidons off your stoop.
You said that in a way that was almost believable.
I take offense to that. Look, okay. It might take me a while this time.
Save your excuses for someone who cares.
Caring or not won't change the facts of the matter. I am awaiting but a single incoming transmission containing the information we desire. But MSI and the Iconoclasts are clogging the airwaves from Stellar Bay and Amber Heights. In their war against each other, they're scrambling each other's outgoing transmissions. Luckily, however, MSI has now gone silent. You wouldn't know anything about that, would you?
What does he mean?
A pity. Seems I have some information on a rogue agent to hunt down. Still, we need to get the Iconoclasts off the airwaves. I will leave the means of that particular end under your discretion.
This is a problem. How?
The bandwidth. There's too much blasted background noise. Nothing gets through but their local broadcasts. Which of course has inadvertently affected the incoming port and my livelihood.
Why Amber Heights?
Amber Heights is one of the only surviving settlements outside of Stellar Bay. Graham Bryant and the Iconoclasts there got their hands on a working relay station. Now they're ceaselessly transmitting philosophist ramblings on my airwaves.
Can we cut them off from inside the station?
No, they're jamming the limited frequencies we have at our disposal. Nothing extraplanetary can get in or out until the frequency pollution thins out. The safest bet is to convince Graham and his Iconoclasts to stop transmitting on their end.
I'll talk some sense.
You do that, I'll be here, waiting on the receiving end. Luck be with you. I have a feeling you'll be needing a pinch of it, plus a vat of patience. Nyoka, pick me up some Stimulotion and a bottle of purple berry wine when you're next in Stellar Bay.
Good luck in all that you do.
If you were in charge, would you keep the board around?
I don't have
Of course.
time for this.
Even with all their faults, they are the best chance to maintain order in the colony.
I suppose I can appreciate the structure of things. Long as the folks at the top have got the right heads on their shoulders.
It ain't right. How many good folk we gonna lose to our mission?
A Manta Queen.
Yeah. We felled it, mind. But we lost 2 runners and 5 gun hands.
A total failure, then. So much for the ruins.
And hell only knows where the Vanoys are. They never showed.
I'm sure they're... let's talk later. It seems we have company.
What's up?
A stranger comes to our home. If you're looking for a path to walk, you've found one. If you're looking for a teacher, I am one. Welcome to the Iconoclasts.
This is Amber Heights. I expected more altars or incense or both.
Shed the trappings of a materialistic life, Captain. You'll find your soul much less burdened.
Also, we're broke.
Yes. If we were meant to enjoy the things that glitter and shine, the universe would provide them.
That's a refreshing perspective. Most of Halcyon obsesses over what they can buy.
Most of Halcyon isn't up Sulphur Creek.
I'd wager the opposite. The corporations are doomed. Only we have the truth at our backs, and we are better for it. Now, why have you come?
Tell me about the Iconoclasts.
The Iconoclasts are free folk. We live under our rules, motivated by our own beliefs, all petals on the same flower of enlightenment. Meanwhile, the board strangles the will of its workers. It is the penultimate exercise of a poisoned society where people are enslaved by a corporate ladder. We seek to replace their way of life with ours. Philosophism is the key to unlocking their shackles.
This is why the board has cordon off Monarch?
Oh, yes. Gunships hover in our skies, ready for the day they decide to come to our doors waving banners of war. The perception of visionaries is often tainted by the lies of their oppressors. A sad state of affairs, to be sure. All right.
I've heard people mention an Amber Heights massacre. What happened?
I'm sorry. As long as it's been, I'd still rather not speak of it. That was a painful day for us all.
Why, did you have family here?
All people are part of the Philosophist family. I've come to accept that, along with the additional weight of their deaths.
Want to know more about your teachings?
Awakening is available to all whose minds are ready to accept it. What would you like to know?
I would like to know what you think Bakonu meant when he wrote, "Your work is to discover the truth, and then with all your heart give yourself to it."
Ah, how refreshing to have a scholar among us. Bakonu's text simply refers to our entire purpose, assisting the universe in realizing its own truth. Let it guide us as it will.
It refers to giving oneself over to the plan. It is not some paean to an invisible creator in the sky.
Were there a truth to the grand plan in the first place, I and Bakonu might agree. But what we see as divine purpose is just one facet of the universe figuring itself out. To quote, "As a child looking at the leg of an elephant, unable to view it whole, we mistake the tiny scope of our understanding as the unfathomably large purpose of the universe."
You're not completely full of shit, I'll give you that. Even if you do twist things beyond recognition to suit your own beliefs.
Apologies. The occasion to speak to other scholarly men does not come here often.
Do you believe in a creator?
Not in the sense of a single entity, fashioning the universe as a whittler fashions a flute. The universe came into being over time, organically, naturally, and without purpose. In that sense, I suppose you could say that, in the interest of finding its purpose, the universe itself created all living things.
The universe doesn't need to find its purpose. It is a mathematically perfect equation that gives mankind purpose.
That we'd consider ourselves in any way capable of understanding the universe, much less an equation that drives it, is nothing but hubris.
Do you mean by an awakening?
The point of no return. When your mind fully opens to the eternal truth. Every philosophist experiences it along the path to enlightenment. For many, it is the first brush with the cold of death, when they realize that all of their lives have boiled down into the single truth of that moment. Mine was witnessing my friend and colleague transform into the very evil we sought to combat. Now he runs MSI, just like the overlords before him.
But his workers enjoy much more freedom than those of the board.
Their leashes may be longer, but their collars are just as tight.
I hear the word eternal thrown out around a lot. What is it?
Ah, the eternal. We are all part of the consciousness of the cosmos. Each of us plays a tiny role in the universe's continual journey toward understanding itself. You and I, and the rats and the mantis swarms. Divinity is in us all. and the eternal is that divinity. Everyone, regardless of ability to believe, is another facet of the universe contemplating its own existence.
Ability to believe. I think you mean inability to tell fantasy from truth, which rules out any knowledgeable scientician.
Let us be clear. Neither of us can lay claim to being knowledgeable on this topic. It is a matter of belief. It is not as if OSI has gone and proven anything. Regardless, what were you saying? All right. Why have you come? All right. Why have you come? Stop. No. Spreading the truth is the only way to combat the board's poisonous campaign of propaganda against their people.
You really think the board's going to let its citizens listen to your propaganda?
They can't be everywhere at once. Surely there are radios that still catch our message here and there. Surely.
You are quite assured in the idea that any who hear your message will not immediately change stations upon realizing what utter rubbish it is.
Oh my god, Vicar is getting on my nerves, bro. Shut up. You're such a corporate drone, bro. You're only transmitting on a single radio frequency and very few people can receive it.
Graham, we should be focusing on survival anyway. Food, ammo, and medicine. Maybe now's the time to pivot.
Pivot, huh? If radio isn't working, we might try another way. It seems the captain's timing is more than just serendipitous. It must be fate. I've had my sights on an old printing press for some time. The board uses magazines and advertisements to subtly focus the colony's attention. We will use their tricks against them.
Wait, that's not what I meant.
Help me clear out and repair the press, and I will have no need for that rust bucket of a radio tower.
Hold on, you're saying you want to print propaganda in their magazines?
Citizens of Halcyon are glued to their periodicals. They obsess over tossball and fashion, and the board uses these obsessions to control them. Even I find myself occasionally distracted by their positively shameful quality of editing and unacceptable disregard for grammatical structure. My literary prowess will hook them, and the eternal truth will reel them in. Listen to me. I'm starting to sound like one of Sanjar's fishermen.
You're starting to sound like a bitter writer.
Wonderful. I requisitioned replacement rollers for it some time ago. Huxley should have delivered them yesterday. Speaking of which, where is Huxley?
You bought rollers? You haven't even cleared the wraps out yet. What are you doing wasting bits on... Forget it. Huxley's still recovering. She won't be up for a run for a while yet.
It seems we're out a runner. If you intend to help our cause, I'll ask you to meet our MSI supplier in her stead.
Huxley, the runner from the northern... I helped her get out of there.
So you're her mysterious savior. She sings your praises.
That girl and her songs. So eager to learn, so bright-eyed, so... tone-deaf.
Where is the supplier?
She meets us in the ruins of Bayside Terrace. From our compound, follow the road north.
MSI supplies you?
One of our sympathizers. A woman named Carlotta periodically buys goods on our behalf from Stellar Bay's store. Stellar Bay has caught on, but they remain friendly, though the goods now come at a considerable markup. Wonderful. While you're at it, I wonder if Carlotta still has those high-capacity cartridges? Grab a few, will you? There should be some funds left over from the last shipment. We can use them to copy and modify radio serials. Yes, not just magazines, but their precious dramas.
Unbelievable. I hope I don't have to tell you this, but if there is extra money, would you mind buying, I don't know, food and medicine? Graham, if you need me, I'll be in triage.
That's the thing about these leaders sometimes, bro. As much as they have the right idea, they're not focusing on the right things.
Oh, Nyoka, how have you been?
Better, worse, I don't know, you know?
Yep. Nothing on this moon for nobody. There's a lot of heartbreak.
Oh, sure. Rap job. Back before the corpse went crying back to Terra 2.
Running with a different partner these days. Thought the other ones was gonna last.
Yeah, well, they didn't.
Yeah, I'm getting that. Apologies. Anyway, I had a herd of woolly cows back in them days. Then a pride of raps moved in and I had a lot less. Yoka cleared them out. I was a decent shot. She was better. I'm lucky to hit the broadside of a mana queen these days. It's pretty simple, kid. I sit at the bar, I drink, I mind my own business. That's it.
I overheard somebody saying you were the best to ask about the real monarch.
Whoever said that must have been lying. Or maybe they was drunk. I don't know nothing a dozen better folk couldn't tell you. Look, you want to buy the drinks, I'll do my bit to keep you entertained. Just don't ask me to dance. I can't repay no kindnesses now. Alright, so, I reckon one of the most interesting places I've been is the Hot Pole. You know what that is?
I can make a guess. That's the hottest place in Monarch. It's probably the closest to Olympus.
Exactly. This moon ain't big enough to rotate. It's locked. One side always facing Olympus, the other always facing away. Olympus might not be a star, but it throws off assloads of heat. Monarch's hot pole is the part that's closest to the gas giant. It's in the middle of this big mountain plateau. Volcanoes so high the peaks are in space. O2 breathers. The heat from Olympus is worse, though. Close your eyes, you can see rays bursting through your eyeballs. Little streaks of light. The funny thing is, then in the middle there's just smooth rock. Circular-like. All the dust blown away. Pale gray with hair-fine cracks all over. I don't know what I was thinking. Maybe I was lightheaded from the O2. But I felt like I had to take off the breather for a moment, put my ear to the ground.
Hot enough to boil water and you put your ear against a rock?
I did get a burn on the low before I smartened up. Put a towel under me. It was at the edge of hearing. Deep down, far off. Irregular. Tap, tap, tap. Tap, tap. Tap, tap, tap. The sound of a bird pecking out of a shell.
What's it mean?
Hell if I know. When there's a groundquake now, I hold my breath. Because I don't know if it's Olympus squeezing us for gravity or wings getting stretched.
Yeah, crazy. The horns too. Damn, is this planet a freaking bird or something? Found Lemoni's body.
You know, a tiny part, a damn stupid part of me hoped he was still out there. What happened?
Well, this was a ticket off-world, but they were attacked while waiting for it.
Damn. Well, you find our box of memories? Well, shit. Thanks for finding it, at least. Don't gotta wonder anymore.
I'll leave you be, man. Alright, y'all. Well, this concludes the end of this walkthrough. It's been a pleasure and an honor. As always, man, if you like this video, hit that like button. Subscribe, man, and join me next time, man. And as always, it's your boy Mugen saying peace. And I love y'all, man. We out.